Think about this for a moment. If you find yourself railing against the idea of life being perfectly fair, or you're pissed at me for calling you out like that, first understand that I'm not calling you out. I'm calling me out. Second, understand that if you are fighting against the idea, you are fighting to remain a victim to your past or current circumstances. You are literally fighting to remain powerless to affect and direct your life. You are fighting for your life to stay exactly as it is so that you can continue to live out the victim narrative, however slight or small. You are giving perpetual power to people and bullshit from your past, present, and those in your future who will eventually become your present and past. From this point forward, you must decide if that's the power you want to give away or if you want something different for yourself. If you want something different, then it stands to reason that you must start doing something differently, and it will require you to start thinking, speaking, and living differently too. I'm speaking to myself here, and I believe fully it will have value for you as well. I have been a victim, and I have lived and created a life around victimhood by doing simple things or letting things be done to me or for me. Those are the circumstances that I have created. And that doesn't include the bad things that life on this earth has thrown my way. The things that are simply random life circumstances, like the car you bought and the engine dies in it 4 days later. That sucks a bunch. That's not fair, you say. I want my money back. I can totally agree that it feels shitty, and I want you to get your money back too. Yeah, there are at least 3 types of circumstances when it comes down to it. The first I call basic life circumstances, the ones we don't control but happen. Think of the second law of thermodynamics here, entropy to stasis. The second type of circumstances are the kinds that we create for ourselves through indecision, inaction, and even action. I'll cover the third one in a bit. Our vision so far has only included the victim of circumstance perspective. It isn't a complete viewpoint. In the same way that the victim mentality doesn't account for the bad things life has thrown your way, it also doesn't consider all the good circumstances that life has brought either. It doesn't consider those times when you decided to take more control, or you bought that car that lasted way beyond your expectations. Remember that mental list of things you created earlier in this process? You are letting those a victim of circumstance issues frame your perspective of fair and unfair, just and unjust. Now understand, I'm not saying you are wrong to have that list or that your perspective isn't warranted. I'm saying that it's a perspective that is framed around your experience and how that is all tied to your instinctual survival mechanism. Period. Nothing more, nothing less. And your experience or history is something that you may or may not have had much control over. If you were abused as a child, that's a shit circumstance, and one you had no control over or should have had to deal with. It was not your fault, no question. It is certainly not hard to imagine that it was a harmful experience and that it has an impact on your life to this day. It is not an issue of judgment. I have my own history of abuse, and I'm still learning about its impact on my life. The reason I wrote this is to help you discover a perspective that has moved me further than anything along a path of recovery and the life I want for myself. I'm not there yet, but this has made a hell of an impact.